You guys were talking, have you thought about any conditions you would put on the property if we were to take it on? Would there be limitations? I mean, would we own it outright?
Or you'll end up owning the property outright. What I wanted to do is make sure that we have an attractive landscape entrance coming into our house, which will be the main drive out. I also want to make sure that we're looking at an attractive landscape entrance coming into the road that's in front of the house to the east or to the west of us. Then we have an attractive entrance there. So we have just the whole thing is a cohesive whole that's attractive entrance to the city.
Okay, so just
that.
so I'm clear, how does that work when we do up a bill of sale? Do we, I mean, we show a bill of sale with no dollar signs? Do you do it as a tax write-off?
We'll end up trying to figure out if there's a tax write-up on it or not. It's going to be a gift regardless.
So we would need to bring an appraiser to determine what the value would be, because it's worth more than $500. I think the geotechnical work, as well as, tsunami and other considerations, and anything we are going to do has to be palatable to the voters, because the voters are going to have to approve this thing. And so they're going to be essentially the ones that are selecting the site and the amenities. But without that geotechnical information and other things, people aren't going to be able to make an informed decision. Right.
And have you talked to any of the neighbors? Because what you're proposing is essentially going to affect the neighbors on your west side. And it's different from the school. I mean, I know that people around here are used to dealing with the fire station. That's a little different if you bought a house next to a fire station than if you're now being subjected to a 24-hour operation where people are 10 cars are showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning, starting up a diesel, going out with sirens or whatever. It could be problematic for the neighbors. Have you discussed it with them?
Right. Remember, none of this even existed as a thought until last Thursday night, and that's.
I'm not trying to make you defensive. I'm asking what work do we still need to do on this?
Well,
so that would be.
I think that really comes back to communities. Look, I mean, we're surrounded by residential here with fire engines going off.
Okay.
If it's $2 million less to build down there, what does the community want to do? From our standpoint, we'll give it to you or we'll keep this along.
Okay.
We make the choice.
And so no conditions. So let's say theoretically 30 years down the road, Gearhart, conditions change in Gearhart, and they no longer need that property for this. Is it Gearhart's property to sell then, or does it have to revert back to you? Do you know?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't thought of it, but I'm not going to be here, so we'll leave it.
Well, I hope I still am.
No
I hope I still am. I may not remember this conversation, but I hope I still am. And I'll still be paying taxes on whatever we decided to do. Okay, so I'd like to make a couple of points since we are on the public. We still, just even though we have an obligation to our in-town folks, we also have an obligation to the fire district, which pays almost a third of our budget. So that's a comment. Define low volume use, because I don't see a public building, any public safety building that hosts town hall meetings where we get 40 to 70 people as a low volume use, or when there could be a natural disaster event. Do you think that your septic would hold up to the septic allowance?
What you'll end up doing is taking a look. We have data thermometer testing for 2 winters, and it gives you an idea of where we have septic capacity. You're going to have a septic consultant. We use EMS, who the golf course uses. They'll look at it. They'll give an idea of what your septic capacity. We know where additional septic capacity is.
Okay.
Okay.
And BIOP is going to be, again, we talked about how that might affect insurance rates, and we're going to have a bond insurance around. Also, as far as your plan, I think you're imagining one large building, but to be honest with you, one of the things that I'm imagining is our essential building is going to have to be built to very robust standards. It's going to be an expensive building. So I have always, in my mind, and we haven't got to design, but in my mind, I've always thought we would build more than one building, one that was essential, that was built to very robust standards, and one that was non-essential, that housed offices and other things like that. But I've never imagined the fire station being permanently on the Ordway property or any other property, just to be clear on that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. My approach to the building would be exactly the same.
Okay.
Separate the services, build it less expensive, essential
Okay.
component of whatever we do.
Okay, and then the last thing I'm gonna say is just, and I wanna be very careful about saying this because I don't want it to be taken the wrong way, but I think that there are some other legal issues that we would have to pursue with the state because you're a candidate and you could potentially be mayor at that point, so that could open up some other things that we'd have to explore.
And my counsel, we've discussed, and I've got to recuse myself from everything on it, so.
Well, not only that, but if you were to do like a tax write-off, or if this were to negatively affect your property, that could be a problem of under 244.040. So you might talk to your counsel about that. Okay.
Okay,